Nervous?
Extremely.
Why?
I don't talk about it very much.
In fact, this mystery woman has never talked publicly before about what happened to Desiree Sunford.
How close do you and Desiree get?
Extremely.
Many people believe she knows all the answers and all the dark secrets.
What did he actually confess to?
He told me eventually everything.
But I'm beginning to wonder if she'll ever tell the truth.
There was a lot of anger.
You can stop the tears. You know I don't buy a word you're saying.
No one wants to know what happened to Desiree Sunford more than her mom, Connie.
My heart will never be whole again.
This, no doubt, has taken a huge emotional and physical toll on you.
My health has been greatly declining, and now I'm stuck with oxygen, heart failure, to go along with my mental anguish.
Thank you for the courage to tell Desiree's story.
That's the only thing I can do for her now, is to make sure that everyone hears her story.
The story of Desiree Sunford is a classic tale of never judge a book by its cover.
Connie, tell me about Desiree. What kind of person was she?
She was just fun.
By day, Desiree was a much adored but nerdy art teacher.
The kids loved her, always happy, always moving.
But by night, she was a born-to-be-wild, Harley-riding motorcycle mama.
She sounds adventurous.
She learned how to ride, bought herself a Harley Davidson, and hit the road.
And always by Desiree's side, her husband Scott, an ex-Army mechanic who served 2 tours in Iraq.
When did she first meet Scott?
Actually, they were high school sweethearts.
For nearly 2 decades, the young couple was practically inseparable.
What'd you make of Scott?
I never really warmed up to him totally.
Did you guys butt heads?
Occasionally, he would say or do something that got my dander up.
And there was one thing that really brought out the mama bear in Connie.
She was concerned, I think, about his fidelity, but there was never anything that we could prove or substantiate that he was being unfaithful.
Despite Desiree's suspicion, she stands by her man. The couple even buys their first home together, just outside the city limits in Yakima, Washington.
She was excited about the new house, and life was just good.
But just 6 months after moving in, there's trouble in paradise.
So there was a burglary at Scott and Desiree's residence.
Detective Chad Michael with the Yakima County Sheriff's Office says the burglar smashes through a pane of glass in the back door and ransacks the house.
Firearms, computers.
Scott temporarily patches the broken glass and steps up security.
They had a security system installed.
To give them a chance to get used to the new system, the security company only sends alerts to Scott and Desiree. The cops are not notified.
So if the alarm's tripped, it goes to the homeowner cell phone connection.
A few days after the alarm is installed, Scott heads out of town for his aunt's funeral. It's about an hour outside of Yakima. At 3:24 that morning, Scott gets an unexpected wake-up call.
Scott did get an alarm notification that someone was entering his house.
Just 3 minutes later at 3:27, he gets a second alarm. Then 1 minute later at 3:28, a third notification lights up his phone. Scott assumes Desiree accidentally tripped the alarm, letting their dog out, and he goes back to sleep.
He doesn't call the sheriff's office.
He did not, no.
Later that afternoon, Scott heads home. On the way back to Yakima, he finally checks in on Desiree.
You've reached Desiree Sunford, leaving a message.
After a few unanswered calls, Scott starts to worry those tripped alarms in the middle of the night were no accident, and he calls 911.
Sheriff's Office.
Hi, ma'am. This is Scott Sunford. Today at 3:24, 3:27, and 3:28, I had 3 sensors tripped.
Okay, Did somebody break into the residence?
I don't know. I've been out of town and I haven't been able to get a hold of the wife.
He was concerned about her, and he wanted the sheriff's office to send someone out to check his house.
A wellness check.
A wellness check.
Scott Sunford, is he driving to the house?
He has not arrived at the house yet.
As soon as I have somebody available, I will send them out to your address, okay?
Okay, thank you.
20 minutes later, Scott Sunford pulls in his driveway. The cops aren't there yet, but as he drives in, panic strikes. Scott makes a second, more desperate 911 call.
I just got home and the board that I have over my back door has been broken. So somebody has forced their way in again, and I still haven't heard back from my wife. I need an officer here now.
All right, we'll get someone out there.
I'm not going to go in or touch anything, but I'm here. I'm in the car, and I got a spotlight on the door.
Wait a minute. His wife could be in danger, and this ex-military man tells cops he's not going in? It just strikes me as bizarre that he would get to the house and then wait for a deputy to accompany him inside?
Certainly, yeah. And if Scott's a big guy. I've seen him. He's, 6'5", maybe 230, 240, military trained. He's got his sidearm on him, and he waited outside of his house for law enforcement to arrive to search the house.
Within minutes, a Yakima County deputy arrives wearing a body camera. Scott, who's packing a pistol, is still inexplicably waiting in the driveway.
If you thought something was wrong, why didn't you go in?
The deputy wearing the body cam spots that broken door, then cautiously enters the home in case the burglar has come back and is still lurking inside. With his gun drawn, he peers around each corner until he finally finds a light switch. And when he flips it on,
My whole world just came to a sudden stop. And life as I knew it would never be the same again.
up next.
So they took the gun and patted me down.
Scott becomes the #1 suspect, but he claims he's got an alibi.
Then you stayed at your dad's?
No, I actually stayed with a friend.
And just look who Scott is calling his friend.
Scott says he slept on the couch. Is that true?
If he was in my house, he was in my bed.
And I opened the door to two Grant County Sheriff deputies, and they informed me that my daughter's body had been found. She had been shot to death, murdered in her home.